Christian Carpenter here with Everything Residential and Commercial. Today we're going to talk about how to pass frame, electrical, and plumbing inspection so we can get the stucco on, start doing insulating. So let's roll the intro. Let's talk about framing. So the first inspection is going to be a strap-in shear. They're going to make sure the building's structurally sound and there's sheathing on it, looking at your nail pattern. Once that's passed and inspected, they'll allow you to do the dry-in on the roof. So the inspector said, go ahead and just shingle the whole thing. So we got it dried in, shingled. We have a ridge vent up top, as you can see. And on top of that, they're looking for all your vent stacks, making sure that they're in place, they're nailed down, and your pipes are sticking through. So let's go inside and look at some other framing details. Okay, so let's look at this wall here. So on the walls, is kind of what we do is, you don't have to do this, but we can try to foam every type of crevice and crack to make it as sealed as possible, to make it a more tight envelope. If you come closer here, they're gonna be looking for drywall blocking. They're looking for the blocking for drywall to hit something. So that's part of frame. They're gonna look for blocking up top. We put some boards up top there so the drywall has something to hit attached to. Now, also they're gonna look for is if you look up here, this is called a gable brace. You can see that horizontal board connecting your gable truss, and it's bracing it, the bottom of it, to prevent the actual truss from folding with the wall. So it braces that right there, and sheathing has a role in that. So there's multiple all around, it's every 6 feet. So that's one thing they're gonna look for. Let's keep walking around here, see if we can find anything else. Like once again, as you can see right here, we have some blocking up top there for the drywall to attach to. I want to say this one thing. I did not install that 2x4, all right? Maybe Nate the Great did. I did not. A little crooked. So essentially, that's what they're looking for. They'll peek again for some maybe hurricane ties or anything else that might take a look. Hey, you're missing this. Attach this if that's in the detail. But essentially, that's pretty much it for framing. They're looking for drywall blocking. They're looking for fire blocking. And yeah, now let's talk about electrical. Couple things you're looking for in electrical is going to be staples. So they're looking for your staples, the correct distance from the box. We actually foam this. This is an exterior GFCI that's going to be installed in the future. What we do is we install this bug foam, and it's just foam, I think, with diatomaceous earth. So that goes right here. We try to seal it up the best we can. So looking for staples. They're also going to be looking for, if you look right here, is these blockers. These like screws, nail stoppers. It stops screws and nails from hitting your wire. Now, I believe it's the correct distance, but we go ahead and install them anyways, everywhere we can, just to prevent any future problems. So looking for nail plates, they're looking for staples. So we have a staple here into the box. Got that foamed up. Okay, now regarding the can lights and fans going in the future, it's essential that they're looking for grounding. So the inspector's gonna look that everything's grounded correctly. They're looking for all the grounding. So we ahead and attach the grounding. As you can see, our neutral and hot sitting here, looking for staples. And what we do, a lot of people don't do this, we run 12-2, which is the yellow wire, to every single outlet. Even though it's a 15 amp breaker, we run yellow wire. So in the future, if you wanna pop it to a 20 amp breaker, you can do that and the wire size correctly. So make sure you do know that. If you have 14-2 wire and then you up the breaker, then that would be against code and could cause a fire. So they're looking for, once again, staples, looking for grounding. There's our fan right here. Come over here and look. They're looking for this right here. See this connector? See that connector right there? See if you can see that connector piece right there. It locks the wire in place. Right there. I don't know what it's called, a grommet. Don't know exactly the word for it, but it locks it in place right there. That's part of electrical inspection. You're gonna have fire alarms. So we just put these boxes in because we had an extra remodel box. So we put that in for fire alarm, smoke alarm. Now let's go into the bathroom. So right here is going to be the master vanity. You walk in here, there's your master closet, here's your vanity. Now, usually above the master vanity is going to be some lights. Now, the reason there's no actual boxes here is because the homeowner doesn't know what kind of light he's going to get or the placement or the size. So we leave it open right here. Now, the inspector is going to want to see it in a box, but we're given some time, and we already passed inspection. The inspector okayed it as long as we send him a picture. But she's shopping for some lights, so these will actually be put in boxes. They're not going to hang loose like this. So that's that for the lights above the vanity. So to run power to this house, we actually ran a small sub panel. What is this? A square D. It's a basic sub panel. We have a 60 amp breaker on the main panel over there, and you can see the conduit ran up by the eave. So our conduits ran up by the eave, and this is bringing power to our sub panel here. Now a couple things you're gonna look for. Looking for your grounding. Now this isn't attached and doesn't look the prettiest, and it will be here pretty soon. Look good. This is your ground wire. I think it's like a number 8. It goes down to, where is it going here? So here's our ground rod. Kind of dug it up for you. There is a wire going to it, and here's our acorn for the attachment, and this is gonna go, I think it's like an 8-foot pole, goes all the way into the ground. Then we have another wire running to have 2 ground rods. It comes all the way over here, and I believe it's somewhere right in here is the second one. So we have 2 ground rods going into the ground, and this was, the inspector saw this, so we could pass inspection. So there's 2 ground rods going into the ground, and when you look in your sub panel, you have to make sure, I don't have a screwdriver with me, you have to make sure your ground bus bar and your neutral bus bar are separated. On the main panel, your ground and neutrals can be together, but on a sub panel, code states that they have to be separated due to probably the current flowing back through the ground wire. So that's it for grounding on the sub panel. Okay, now let's talk about some plumbing. When it comes to the plumbing inspection, they're looking for your straps to hold the pipes in place. They're gonna look for that it's mounted, and they want the water to be on. They want this pressure, they want the line pressurized. Second thing they want for your drains is they want this filled with water. So you have to go on the roof and fill your vent pipe on the very top. You have to fill it at least 10 feet of water. Fill this whole thing with water so there's no leaks. Because when they do the plumbing before the slab, they just have a stub out sticking right here, which the plumbers actually put it in the wrong place. But this is it right here. There's a stub out. And then once we do pour the slab and pipe it all, then you have to pressurize it, fill it with water. They need 10 feet of water for the pressure of the water to push any leaks out. Now come over here. This is what they're looking for, the pressurized line. Right here, we have pressure to our system. So the water's on, and it shows it's about 70 pascals is the pressure. Here's our 2 valves up top that our plumbers ran to pressurize the whole system. So there's 2 valves right up there. That turns it on and off. And yes, this is pretty much plumbing. Plumbing's pretty simple, and you have to get with some of these guys right here. So when you fill up your plumbing with water, you actually have to have, this is like a balloon type. There's a couple L bars. This is a balloon. It looks like a bicycle pump, like spout. Fill it with air, it blows the balloon up, and then you fill it with water, and it'll be filled with water. So that's kind of how you do the plumbing inspection. So that pretty much wraps it up. I'm sure I forgot a ton of things. And if you guys know something that I forgot, throw it in the comments so everyone can learn. So I'm making this video to try to help you out, to try to show you what you need to do so you can pass inspection. Another good tip is make sure your job site's somewhat clean. Don't have a bunch of trash and food everywhere. Inspectors don't like that. And it creates a sense of not being professional. So hope you guys enjoyed the video. Make sure you like, comment, subscribe, do all the good stuff down below. As always, have a good day.